Kyle Moore-Lock for Tom Scudamore, Party Rock, Connor Ring for Jenny Candlish, Raven Black, likely front runner here for Tom Garner and Oliver Sherwood, Brother Ted for Richard Johnson and Philip Hobbs. Stephen Hero, Bridget Andrews riding for Dan Skelton, what a season he's had. Wilbur Dragon, Aidan Coleman, Charlie Longston. Light Entertainment for Tom Cannon, breakthrough season for him. Likewise, Nico de Boinville on Big Hands Harry. Money Talks for Mark Goldstein. Box Office is the 5-2 favourite. Chase the Wind for Gavin Sheehan and Warren Greatrex in the Cole Harden colours. Aussie's Dancer, Thomas Cheeseman for Martin Smith. Go Odee Go, Harry Skelton for Brother Dan. L'Aigle Royal, Jack Sherwood for John Quinn. Gran Maestro, Will Kennedy for Richard Newland. Factor 50, Romeo Americo. J.O. Time. The 18 runners for the Bet365 Handicap Hurdle. Tanya.
Thank you very much. This is the reception for the great man, A.P. McCoy, and well-deserved indeed. And there, as Box Office gallops down to the start, to the adulation from the crowd. And perhaps it's inevitable within the betting ring that the price of Box Office would shorten. 3-1 into 5-2, and on the exchanges right now, the last time I looked, of the 1.5 million turned over on it, 1.2 were indeed on Box Office. Looking at the other runners in the race, believe me, there are plenty in it. Wilder B Dragon is 8-1. A couple of backed horses. Big Hands Harry 16-1 into 12-1, and the Richard Lee train Kyle Moore-Lock 20s into 14-1. Other than that, really and truly, it's Box Office. And
have a clear chance, especially with a riding legend aboard. They jump away and there's a cheer from the grandstand, even though they're in the back straight. Raven Black is the first to bound on here on the outside. Gran Maestro, Party Rock in the dark blue and yellow jacket. Big Hands Harry's on the inside, followed through up the inside by Kyle Moore-Lock. Box Office jumping just in the midfield on the inside. Green, yellow hoops, white cap. Out wide is the grey Brother Ted. Factor 50, J.O. Time is in amongst them with Light Entertainment. Then Stephen Hero and Money Talks and L'Aigle Royal. And towards the rear go Odee Go and Romeo Americo. Also Aussie's Dancer, who's in a colour change. Black, orange sleeves. Aussie's Dancer at the back there, second last, and Chase the Wind is last of all. So Raven Black, a winner on this course earlier in the season and second in the Imperial Cup here. Clearly like Sandown, but his stamina being tested today. But at this early stage, Tom Garner taking no prisoners, and he's into a clear lead now, Raven Black, for the Oliver Sherwood team. Big Hands Harry in red and white, Kyle Moore-Lock on the far side, Wilbur Dragon, Gran Maestro, and then in behind them is L'Aigle Royal and Party Rock and Light Entertainment. And then behind them, J.O. Time. Box Office tucked away on the inside. A little bit sticky at that, possibly, as they now move on towards flight number 3. Chase the Wind is the one that's last and on the wide outside. So racing towards the grandstand, Raven Black by 4 or 5 lengths here to Wilbur Dragon now in the purple jacket, going up second on the outside of Big Hands Harry. Then Kyle Moore-Lock, Gran Maestro, and cheers, not just cheers, but applause ringing out from the stands as A.P. McCoy passes the post with a circuit to go, his final circuit in the saddle here, and he's currently about 6th from the end on the inside, with plenty of horses in front of him. Box Office at this point of the race, but a long way to go. Raven Black out clear, just going a little left-handed into this turn. And there on the inside is the 20 times champ, right up the inside, still about 5 or 6 from the end. Chase the Wind is the one that's slightly detached at the back of the field, down the hill towards the back straight. Raven Black from Big Hands Harry, Wilbur Dragon. Then on the inside, Kyle Moore-Lock, Brother Ted is close up. Then Light Entertainment towards the inside of L'Aigle Royal and J.O. Time and Factor 50. Party Rock is further back then from Gran Maestro. Then Box Office, Money Talks, Romeo Americo. Towards the rear of the field go Odee Go, and still Chase the Wind at the tail. On down the back straight, 4 flights to jump down the back. Raven Black sails over by about 4 lengths there. From in second place, Big Hands Harry, Gran Maestro right there with Wilbur Dragon, Brother Ted, and then Factor 50 and J.O. Time clearing the second of the 4 down the back straight over that one. Box Office now being manoeuvred towards the outside by AP, just looking for a bit of daylight on Box Office, jumping this one, trying to make some ground, nudging away a little bit, but Raven Black has set a good pace here, and the leaders may just come back a little bit in the closing stages. as they race towards the third last, and Box Office is making ground now on the outside. Raven Black comes in to take this, 3 out from Gran, Maestro, Big Hands, Harry, Wilbur Dragon, then Factor 50, Brother Ted, Box Office on the right, just tucking in behind the grey Brother Ted. They're followed by Stephen Hero, J.O. Time, Light Entertainment driven along towards the inside. After these is Money Talks and Kyle Morlock in a blue jacket. Go Odee Go making some ground round the inner. Aussie's Dancer, then Legla Royale, Romeo America and Chase the Wind. They're on the turn for home now, and Box Office moving up into about 6th place on the outside, within 3 or 4 lengths of the lead now, and it's Raven Black that leads, turning for home from Gran Maestro, Brother Ted on the right, J.O. Time, Big Hands Harry, then Box Office, Wilbur Dragon and Factor 50 on towards the second last. Raven Black coming under pressure, joined by Gran Maestro and by Brother Ted. What can Box Office find in 4th place, still with 3 or 4 lengths to make up, over 2 out. Brother Ted and Gran Maestro, they land together. Then Raven Black, McCoy now goes for his whip on Box Office, and he's going to have to find something really special. He'll have to perform just one more final miracle, and it doesn't look like happening. And it's Gran Maestro from Brother Ted at the last. Brother Ted and Gran Maestro, they're going to battle it out up the hill. Box Office moving into 3rd place, but 8 lengths behind them, and it's Brother Ted on the near side of Gran Maestro, and Brother Ted and Richard Johnson, the man that's finished 2nd to McCoy in so many championships. He gets the win from Gran Maestro. McCoy in 3rd on Box Office, then Go Odee Go in 4th. J.O. Time behind them, Romeo America, Raven Black Chase the Win, Light Entertainment, Wilbur Dragon, and well beaten Aussie's Dancer. And so it's gone to Richard Johnson on Brother Ted here, and receiving congratulations by his friend and long-time rival, Johnson, who for so many years has raced in McCoy's shadow. McCoy, it wasn't to be, no final win, but he retires 20 times champion jockey, the greatest jump jockey of all time, and one of the greatest sportsmen of all time.
Bows out at the top, at the very top, the 20 times champion on his own terms and with a smile. Box Office was highly appropriate for today. So many came to see him, and there is Chanel, proud as anything. No doubt a little rueful, but as they cross the line, no small measure of relief from AP's rock, Chanel, who's been by his side for so much of this extraordinary career. Dave Roberts, his agent, the man who's booked every one of his rides for 21 years here in Great Britain, is coming up the racecourse with him as the crowd gets one final chance to pay their tribute. And they have really warmed to their task today as well. A fantastically appreciative crowd here at Sandown Park. And as soon as his great friend and rival, Richard Johnson, who won this race on Brother Ted, crossed the line, his neck was craning round to see where McCoy was to shake his hand. It's just lovely, lovely scenes here. Real warmth from not just the close-knit National Hunt Fraternity, we know how close-knit it is, but from a wider public. Those perhaps who only follow racing occasionally, they all know what this man has meant to racing and what he's meant to sport. He's been a fine example, a fine jockey, and a fine man. AP McCoy has ridden his last race. It scarcely seems believable. Jim McGrath and Mick Fitzgerald.
Well, what can you say? It's, the Iron Man is emotional, and how could he not be after 20 years of doing what he's done better than anybody else? The warmth of the crowd's appreciation has touched him all day.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's finally hitting him, Jim, that this is it. You know, no more will I be able to enjoy days like this on horseback in these colours at Sandown Park, and it means so much to him. And you know, he is an emotional fella, and I think now he's held it together for so long, it's eventually going to break out. And Dickie Johnson, he's been runner-up to him 15 times. His arch-rival has beaten him for the last time.
Dickie, I think it's mixed feelings. You've beat the champ for the last time.
Yeah, it's quite a sad day, really. Obviously, he's been one of my best friends for a long time. No, it's great to ride a winner, but it's an amazing day for him, and you know, he's the one that we should look at today.
You've been runner-up to him 15 times. You're great friends, you're great rivals, and you've handled it with such grace. And
no, look, he's been a great friend and to work with. You know, I couldn't sit next to a better fella. I like to say 20 years of good memories, and you know, we'll still be friends for a long time.
you're a ledge, well done.
Thanks.
I'm going back down, okay?
Well, they laugh hard, they play very hard, but they have huge respect for one another. And you saw there Richard Johnson. Some rivals would be pleased that their main one was out of the way, not Richard Johnson. John Joe O'Neill trains the horse that AP has ridden his last ride in Britain on, and he's now talking to Nick.
As the champion, the 20 times champion, wipes away a tear, John Joe O'Neill, reflections on a quite extraordinary career.
Yeah, absolutely extraordinary. I mean, the way he rode that, he'll never ride for me again.
Box office, unfortunately, couldn't quite live up to his billing. But what has AP contributed to these last 10, 15 years of your career?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, you know, he's the greatest man in the game, really. Great guy to work with. Real true professional. Brilliant feedback. You know, you name it. What I can say in words is not going to justify how good he is. He's brilliant. Greatest jockey we've ever seen, and we'll never see the likes of him again anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
And here is Alice with the hero.
AP, I can't speak. The reception's extraordinary. What can you say?
It's amazing, you know. I can't believe, you know, what's happening. All these people have turned out. As I kept saying earlier in the day, Alice, I've been so lucky in my life, and I'll never forget this day, you know.
Neither are we. And AP, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alice. Thank you.
Choking back the tears, AP McCoy, and for once, for this special moment, well done to brother Ted and his connections, but we're going to bring back the third place horse, Box Office, to the winner's enclosure. Richard Johnson said in tears, "It's all about my friend." And those words were truly meant. And there have been some beautiful tributes today, and so eloquent as well. John Joe O'Neill, JP McManus, Ruby Walsh spoke beautifully earlier today, as did that man JP McManus, and of course Chanel. And this day has meant so much to all of them. All the team that AP has assembled around him. He's formed very close bonds with the people who've enabled him to do what he does best: get on horses, ride them and win. And in he comes in alongside Dave Roberts, who is our guest on the morning line alongside AP, and he's receiving a wonderful reception. Sandown Park, alive to the brilliance of this extraordinary sportsman. Beautiful scenes in the third place enclosure here. Mick Fitzgerald, a great personal friend of yours and a man you shared virtually all of your career with.
Yeah, and plenty of laughs, and I just, you know, there's not words that can describe what he's achieved in the sport, and I just feel very lucky to call him a friend.
The great thing is, though, Fitz, the one thing he deserved above all was the right to walk away from a sport that is hugely demanding, a sport where an ambulance follows you around every time you go out to ride, thousands and thousands of rides. He's done that. That's as big as an achievement as anything else.
It's just fantastic. And as well, I was so relieved when he went over the last as well. So you know he is going to walk away on his own terms.
Well, unsurprisingly, it is pretty difficult to get in here by Box Office, but AP is posing for one final photo in the silks of JP McManus with an arm round John Joe and JP, and it seems hardly believable that this is it. The end of a career that began in England in 1994 with victory in the West Country, Taunton on Chickabiddy for Gordon Edwards, and it ends here at Sandown Park in 2015 in the silks of JP McManus on box office. And still the cheers are ringing round the parade ring here at Sandown. And as we bid you farewell and this man bows out, it strikes me, AP, that I must offer you the last word. Really, it's been an amazing day.
Yeah, it has. It's been a very emotional day, Nick. But I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. It's been lovely. You know?
And everyone that really mattered to you was here as well. Dave and Chanel and JP and Martin.
Yeah, you know, it's fantastic. All my family here, my mum and dad, my wife, Chanel, obviously Archie and Eve, and all the family. So it's very special. And I'd like to thank all the racing public and everyone that's come here today, because I've had an unbelievable day and I'll never forget it.
For the last 11 weeks, we've been saying thanks, AP. For the last 21 years, we've been saying thanks, AP. Thanks for one final time.
Thanks.
And
AP McCoy, understandably, just replete with emotion and wonderful, wonderful scenes here.